the 49ers play-by-play announcer, Greg Papa, went on the radio today and said the Niners should extend Jimmy Garoppolo for 3 years. As in, he's under contract next year, so another 3 years after that. He said at $12 million a year. That's kind of low. What was your reaction to that suggestion from the 49ers play-by-play announcer?
Well, my first reaction was like, no way. 12 million a year is not going to get it done. This guy's off of his rocker, and there's no way Jimmy's coming back next year. But then I started to think, this guy's around the team a lot, Grant.
Mm-hmm.
And for him to come to the conclusion that he thinks Jimmy is good enough to bring back and Trey may not be ready to play next year, that was a little bit worrisome. Like what if anything? He may not know anything, but to me, it's like, is that the feeling of the organization right now? Is that the feeling of Shanahan? Like, what is going on right now? Because before this, I would have said it's a locked deal. He's not coming back. And I still pretty much feel that way. But it does give me some pause because this guy is that close to the organization.
Yeah. Okay. So he's suggesting 3 years, 12 million a year. That sounds like he's saying the Niners should sign Jimmy Garoppolo to be Trey Lance's backup. Does that not? It sounds like what he's saying, right?
Well, he said he wants them to split time or whatever that means. I don't know. Yeah, that what a lot of what he said was off his rocker. Okay, here's basically the whole statement. He says, okay, well, let's say he hits the open market and a team's willing to redo his deal, 2-year, $50 million, $34 million guaranteed, right?
What?
So that's what he was saying. So he's saying, let's say like the Saints offer him that, right? He's like, the 49ers can come back and say, okay, well, you're getting 34 guaranteed. You can just stay here. We'll give you 36 guaranteed over 3 years. Maybe he's willing to do that.
Okay. Seems like a terrible idea. The Niners have his replacement. They already made their judgment on Jimmy Garoppolo. And they were hoping he would do this year. I think they were hoping he would do more than what he did this year. Like, he threw 27 touchdown passes in 2019. He threw 20 this year. I think they were hoping he would do a little bit more because, they have Brandon Ayuk and George Kittle, and the supporting cast is legit. I don't know. It seems like the plan is one more year of him and then trade him and turn the team over to Trey. Like, Trey looked really good against the Texans. Why wouldn't you feel? It seems like what the Niners have said the whole time is we're following Chiefs model of the Alex Smith, Patrick Mahomes transition. So far, it's been pretty much going exactly like that. Like, why wouldn't you? He looked really good in the last game, Trey Lance. Unless you just prefer quarterbacks with worse skill sets. I mean, if that's what you want,
yeah,
I don't get it.
I don't understand it either. Like I said, really the whole thing doesn't make sense to me. The way he laid it out doesn't make a lot of sense. The reasons don't, but it's like, again, what is he hearing? What I feel like that's not coming. Like, okay, one of two things is happening. Either one of three things is happening. Either he's just making blind assumptions. This is what I want.
No.
Or
here's what's happening. I'll tell you.
Okay.
I'll tell you what's happening.
Okay.
He's trying to help the Niners.
That's okay. That was one of my three. Yes.
He's trying to help the Niners. He's trying to build up his trade value. This is Greg Papa going above and beyond. End of story. Like,
yeah, that was one of three options, and that's kind of where I might be going with it. I don't know. We'll see. But it's
no one told him to do this, but he's thinking, the Niners are going to like me even more because I'm going to help them build up. No. Right. And first of all, like 3 years, 12 million a year. That's just Jimmy wouldn't want to do that. You think Jimmy wants to come here and be Trey Lance's long-term backup? Jimmy sees himself as a franchise quarterback. God love him. He should see himself that way. He's not going to capitulate and say, yeah, I'm a Niner. I just want to be here and help Trey. Like, nah. So, no, this is not going to happen. But thank you for your suggestion. This is like something you would read out of a suggestion box. Thank you for writing it, I guess.
Pull it out, read it, crumple it up, and just toss it to the side.
3 years? No. I mean, Trey Lance needs a backup, but it shouldn't be Jimmy. It's not fair to Jimmy, and it's not fair to Trey. Honestly, you think at some point as a head coach, you would want the locker room to like solidify and rally around one quarterback, right?
Yeah.
Right?
You would think, yeah.
You want to continue this drama on another year? It wasn't fair to Jimmy this year, and it wouldn't be fair to Trey next year to keep this going. Pick one. Greg, this is the worst idea I've ever heard. It's the worst suggestion.
Yeah, he's got a lot of them, but that was definitely one of them for sure.
If Dallas beats us, it'll be through the air, agree or disagree.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not gonna be able to run the ball very well on the 49ers. The 49ers, what they've given up less than 91 yards in 8 of the last 9 games they've played. I don't really see Dallas running the ball like crazy, but they can
It's
throw
not
that
that simple.
pill.
If the Niners have another one of these 3-point first halves, they're gonna lose to Dallas. End of story.
Yes.
So I mean, because the thing is, Dallas, their run game isn't great, but they can ice a 17-point lead in the second half, unlike LA with
Right.
Sony Michelle and Cam Akers. It wasn't even their fault. Like they have 3 run plays on the Rams. What the hell is that?
I
They
have
need Mike
no
McDaniel
idea.
so bad. They're in dire need of Mike McDaniel. D MVP, most impactful plays can be seen on TV. War's impact is preventing explosive plays from happening that require all 22 to see depleted secondary. Brady's very smart. Yes. Defensive
Yeah,
MVP.
she's right. There's no doubt about that. There's no doubt about that. I mean, it has to be, right?
Bosa.
Bosa's
But she's
yeah.
saying Ward's impact is even, you know, it's interesting. I mean, I don't know. I feel like Bosa is really good, but like the Niners, lost to Colt McCoy with Nick Bosa on the field. They've lost. They've had some bad. It's interesting to quantify value. When they didn't have Jimmy Ward, they were screwed. They're screwed. I'm just saying. But we haven't seen him without Nick Bosa this year, have we?
No, we saw it last year, but the problem was
Top 5 defense.
like everybody was out last year.
Happy birthday, Grant. Does Dallas? Thank you. Does Dallas have the depth at D line like we do? No. No.
They do have some depth.
They
That's
got.
one of the strengths of their defense is they have depth over there. They do.
They have Randy Gregory, uh, Tank Lawrence,
Yep.
Micah Parsons, one more dude who has like 6 sacks. Yeah, they have like 4. They have like they're a pretty good D line.
And
Not
they
quite.
rotate like four defensive tackles in and out pretty regularly. They do.
Mark says agree on Trent Williams, Grant. Thank you, Mark. It's a little transparent, I think. All of a sudden, I mean, highest graded PFF player of all time. Nice. Go get that bonus. Daniel says, happy birthday, Grant. Thank you. If Embry and Bosley ball out, do you feel confident in those two as starters next year? Should they sign a better free agent? Yeah, if they ball out in the playoffs, I would. I feel confident in Mosley as a starter, and Embry is certainly making a case. But you would probably want to hedge your bets and keep drafting because it's an important position.
Yeah, that and or bring in a key veteran like
Not
Verrett's.
correct.
Yeah, not Verrett, right? But somebody like a Verrett that's just
Yeah.
healthy, right?
Yeah.
That'll be cheap, good player, can push him for a starting role, probably won't beat him, but is good in case somebody goes down. Yeah.
Grant gonna pick against SF the whole playoffs. I know it. Oh, are you gonna
Oh,
pick me to
word.
pick against Are you picking me to pick against the Niners? Oh, let's see. Put your money down. You already put $5. He already put $4.99 down on it. Well, we'll see. Know your personnel. Trey is my baby dad. Trey is my baby daddy, says Jennifer Torres. Interesting to know. Trey has a baby mama named Jennifer Torres, and he don't T.O. But that's important playoff game. That's why Jimmy's my ex. Those interceptions killed our relationship. Thank you, Jennifer. Appreciate it. That was interesting. Wow. Battle between Lamb and Ayuk. Yes, those two were first round picks last year. Good point. Will be very interesting. Kyle says, what's up? Will you be in Dallas? Yeah, Arlington. I'm coming from SC. SC? South Carolina. Do you think we travel as well to Dallas? Hold on. Do you think we travel as well to Dallas? I went to the Jacksonville game and we took over there too. I think we are about to go on a run. You talking about the fans? Yeah.
Yeah.
It
So
was impossible to get a hotel room. Yes, I think there are going to be a lot of fans there.
yeah, there will be, but I mean that Jacksonville, it was a full-on home game. I don't know if it'll be like that. I would say like a 60-40 split probably, I think is probably what the Niners can pull off and get 40%. That'd be great.
Thank you, Adrian. Love y'all too. Uh HBD fam, night is still
Happy
young. Go
birthday.
out. Oh, thank you. Have a nice time with the wifey. My dad's coming over. I tested negative for COVID today. So my dad's coming over. We're gonna have a nice time.
There
Thank
you
you,
go.
Niners, for the test. Who's more important in this game, Mitchell or Debo? I mean Debo. But then Mitchell. That to me, they're so that is the engine right there. That 1-2 punch is what makes the Niners legit contenders. Those two.
Yeah, you gotta have them both.
You gotta have them both.
You gotta have them both, period.
Like, they've been on this in crazy run since they lost to Colt McCoy, right? 7 of 9, they've won. The 2 games they lost in Seattle without Debo, and they lost, in Tennessee without Elijah Mitchell. That's what happened,
Yep. Yep.
you know?
That's true.
Because give Kyle credit, like, he's really figured out how to use his personnel. If he had been I keep saying if he had been calling plays and using his personnel in the Super Bowl the way he uses it now, Jimmy would be a champion. Kyle would be a champion. Trey Lance would not be a 49er. It would be a whole different thing, but at least he figured it out.
Yeah.
The best game plan is to run like we did against the Packers in the 2019 NFC Championship game where too physical, keep Dallas off the field. Yeah. Don't you agree?
I think that's the best game plan in all playoffs. If they can have Jimmy throw the ball 8 times a game, perfect game plan.